Part of the human condition involves the often unsettling knowledge of our own mortality. Memento mori. Remember, you must die. Since our earliest known examples of religion and philosophy, our species has wrestled with this inescapable fact. Some find peace in it. Others, it seems, have been driven mad by the knowledge of impending doom. Yet, imagine a future in which you were faced with the idea that not only you, but your entire species as a whole was doomed to suffer permanent extinction. While we can certainly deliberate about humanity's long-term chances of survival, it is undeniable that we have proven ourselves a relatively resilient species thus far. Yet what if we were alerted of an exact countdown to Armageddon, a hard point in the future where we could mark the calendar for our own destruction? This is the world introduced to us by the acclaimed science fiction author Cixin in his Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy. Join me today as we discuss the three-body problem and why it is such a masterful example of science fiction horror.
Welcome to the Sci-Fi Guy.
To understand this series, it is crucial to grasp one of the core concepts at its center, the Fermi Paradox, and one of its many possible solutions, the dark forest hypothesis. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi asked a simple question. With hundreds of billions of stars in the galaxy and 13 billion years of time behind us, the void of space should be teeming with life. Why, then, do we not see evidence of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations everywhere we look? The dark forest hypothesis proposes that alien civilizations are actually plentiful throughout the universe, but naturally fall into two niches: predators and prey, with the latter being divided into two subcategories: prey that survives by hiding silently, and prey that is devoured and destroyed by those who detect it. First, it assumes that the average technological species has evolved through some manner of Darwinian evolution, and therefore has an inherent instinctual drive to survive. This leads, generally, to a civilization that will naturally seek to expand and grow, first throughout its native planet, then throughout its stellar system, and then beyond. Since resources and ultimately space are finite in the universe, all intelligent civilizations that do pop up would then logically come into conflict with each other eventually when the borders of these expanding spheres of influence overlap. It could take millions or even billions of years, but according to this theory, it is inevitable. Because of this assumption, the oldest civilizations in the universe have a stranglehold on galactic real estate. Like diligent gardeners, they develop the prerogative of weeding out any unwanted new civilizations that just so happen to emerge. If a new species evolves in a remote corner of the galaxy and, completely ignorant of the competitive state of the universe, tries to broadcast its existence to the rest of that universe, it would be almost effortless for such an old and powerful civilization to pluck it up by the roots and remove it from existence without a single thought. So, in essence, you have an untold number of quiet civilizations simply trying to exist without alerting anyone at all of their presence. A much greater number of loud civilizations that, thanks to the interference of their predecessors, are extinguished very quickly. And, finally, a tiny but overwhelmingly powerful cadre of one or two warden civilizations that have a monopoly over all of space and time, pretty much preventing anybody else from ever gaining enough traction to compete with them. Why, then, is this concept so terrifying to readers? For the same reason that everything from H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos to contemporary slasher horror sends shivers down our collective spines. Above all, humans as a whole hate to be powerless in the face of threats. The dark forest theory, as implemented in the three-body problem, doesn't even involve the threat of an all-powerful, godlike super-civilization. Yet. No spoilers in this video, but that does come in later. No, the impending conflict between humanity and the Trisolarans boils down to an inconsequential squabble between two of the weakest players on the game board. And yet, despite this, Earth is still the undeniable underdog in this relationship, at least in the initial phase as portrayed in the three-body problem. The state of humanity in this narrative leaves the reader wondering, if we are truly at such a disadvantage against another juvenile civilization like the Trisolarans, what chance would we stand at all against the godlike powers that be existing outside the bounds of our feeble understanding? The daunting message sent to Earth near the conclusion of the three-body problem may, then, hold greater significance than its face value. To the casual observer, "You are bugs" is a demeaning taunt from an approaching enemy. But, taken in context with the overarching theme of Liu Cixin's writing, it means so much more. A near-peer civilization incapable of deceit, simply informing us of our status and, for that matter, the status of all recently emerged technological civilizations in an actively hostile universe. We are bugs, they are bugs, and so are all the others at that same level of progression. Like the subterranean feuds between competing colonies of ants ignored by unobservant humans above, these civilizations go unnoticed by the significantly more advanced galactic predecessors. Until they, or in turn we, are noticed scurrying around on someone else's property. Then, well, then they call the exterminators. We won't go into that today, as I want this video to primarily cover the eerie tone of Book 1, but I truly can't stress enough the sheer scope of the sequels, The Dark Forest and Death's End. If you love cosmic horror, dark science fiction, and stressing yourself out with some truly abysmal prospects for humanity's future, check out the Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy by Liu Cixin. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more science fiction content from me, please hit the like and subscribe below. Take care, and we'll see you next time for more riveting sci-fi content.